Did you know that there's actually a unique way that your ex will communicate with you when they love you and they actually see a future together with you? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. And please stay tuned through the end because we're going to tell you about what you can do to actually set up the correct environment and context for them to actually start communicating with you like this if you don't see it happening right now in your current interactions with them. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. It's Clay with modernlove.life. And the first way that your ex communicates with you when they love you and they're wanting to actually create a future with you here is that they're going to use a lot of we language. This is what we're going to do this summer, like especially when they're talking to other people. We went to that restaurant this one time and this is what we had. Obviously they could be telling some sort of factual story like, you and I, we went here. But they're going to be really comfortable using the word we a lot, right? It's not just going to be like, Clay and I went to this place once, but they're going to say like, we went there. Because, they're kind of putting the two of you together in a unit, the unit of we. I think that translates over into most languages. Hello, if you're from a country where English is not the main language. But I think that translates over into most languages, right? Just look for that we language. The next thing is they also have a lot of future language as well too. They're talking about the future, things you might do this summer, things you might do next year, things you might do when XYZ thing is happening, things you might do, when you go on that vacation, things you might do in the future, right? Whenever they're talking a lot about the future and the two of you doing something together or the two of you having some sort of experience together, it lets you know that you are occupying a certain place in their mind in the future, right? We don't tend to let our mind think about the future with people that we don't see ourselves actually in the future with. If it's just like, okay, are we done here yet? We go back and just, do whatever you're going to do so I can get on with my life. They're not going to be talking about, hey, next summer, let's go to that little, seaside town in Maine and, have some lobster rolls or something like that. They're not going to be doing that. They're just going to be trying to get you out the door so they can just think about what they actually do want to do in the future or do whatever it is they're going to do. I don't know. But the third thing is that they're going to take an interest in your life as well too. They're going to be taking an interest in what's going on with you, follow up with you on things like, hey, you said you had this like work thing going on. Like, how did that turn out? Or what was your doctor's appointment like? Did the test come back, did it come back good or did it come back not so good? Or, whatever happened with your mom when she came into town to visit, how did that go? They're going to follow up with things like that, really without too much prodding. And they're going to take a real interest in you and your experience and your emotions and all of that sort of stuff. By the way, if you're liking this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button here for the YouTube algorithm. It's a free way to support this channel. It helps lift us up. And also, please make sure you subscribe to this channel as well, too. Right down there next to the thumbs up button. And please make sure you hit the bell icon while you are subscribing so that you can get notified when we upload and publish new videos, but also when we live stream in the future as well too. I'd love to get a chance to catch up with you and talk with you and engage with you in the live stream chat, but you're not necessarily going to know unless you're subscribed and hit that thumbs up button. The big thing that we're looking for here is empathy for you. Are they willing to get into it with you? Are they willing to get into the weeds of life with you? Are they willing to get into your experience? It's not just a matter of practical things like, my car broke down and I need to get the tires changed or something. Oh, well, you should go to this mechanic or something like that. I know a great mechanic over in such and such neighborhood or something. But they're actually like willing to get past the practicalities of it and get into the specifics of life with you. Like, hey, how did you feel? What was that like for you when this happened? Did you feel really excited when you had this opportunity presented to you? When you actually get into the emotions of life and when they actually are willing to engage with you on an emotional level, it shows that they actually care about you and that they love you, right? It's not just a superficial kind of thing, but it's something real. It's something genuine. It's something where they really care about you. It's something that where you actually feel that they get you in a real emotional sort of way. That's why we focus a lot on emotional connection, because it's easy to fake some of this stuff. It's easy for narcissists to come in and just, whatever, do whatever they're going to do. But if you're really looking for emotions, if you're looking for vulnerability, if you're looking for someone who's willing to get real with you, get down in the weeds of life with you, and talk about things with you in a practical sort of sense, then that's someone who is really caring about you on an emotional level. Even people that aren't emotional. I talk to people all the time. Yeah, my ex, he's like one of those gruff, grizzly guys, and he doesn't get emotional. But then you work with them, and you hear these stories about he stood up for me when so and so did something. He comforted me when this happened, and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, okay, that's someone who's willing to get in there with the emotions with you. Yeah, maybe he wasn't pouring his heart out, but he was willing to be there emotionally for you. It wasn't just a matter of giving you a business card of the best mechanic that he knows and says hey, good luck with that. But actually willing to get in there with you on the emotional level. And if that's something that you want in your life that you're not seeing right now, then what I'd really like you to do is to consider joining us inside of our course called the X Solution course. It helps you to really build up an emotional connection by understanding your ex's emotional world, where they're at in this whole breakup spectrum, from just being totally shut down to maybe being confused and not knowing where they're going and being kind of a hot mess, to be honest with you, or maybe even being ready to get back together. And if you know where they're at and you know sort of the progression that they're likely to go in, you're going to be in a good place, emotionally speaking. You're going to know how to build an emotional connection by learning what we call advanced relational skills. These are skills that are intended to help you to relate on that emotional level rather than just on superficial levels. And they're meant to help you to bring more authenticity to your interactions and to have a more meaningful connection, so that you can actually start to hear some of these things in your interactions, like the we language, the future language, the empathy, the getting down there in the weeds with you, and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and check it out over at modernlove.life/ESP. There's also going to be a link to it down below in the description box. Go ahead and check it out. If it seems like the right thing for you, hey, we'd love to have you inside. If it's not, for whatever reason, I get it. That's fine. Just go ahead and maybe watch another video or something. We'll get into some other tips, and we'll talk about other things that are important for you. Anyway, thanks so much. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time.